Pozdravljeni v intervjuju, v katerem se bo danes z nami pogovarjal Julek Ploski, poljski producent in tudi vizualni ustvarjalec. Njegove plate so izšle pri različnih za spletno glasbeno portalje pomembnih založbah, kot so Študent, Pointless Geometry in Glamour. Lani pa je njegova glasba dosegla tudi uveljavljeno ameriško založbo Orange Milk, kjer je izdal svoj zadnji album Hotel. Poleg glasbenega in vizualnega ustvarjanja se ukvarja tudi z založništvom. Nekaj let je vodil tudi založbo Glamour in zdaj tudi novo nastalo BFF, ki obe tudi nekako mapirata pomemben segment spletnega glasbenega portalja. Z njim pa se sicer danes pogovarjamo pred njegovim nastopom v Osmozi, ki se bo odvil pod okriljem združenih moči serialk Level Up in Rosišče. Torej danes ob 8 v Osmozi. Hey Julek,
Hey.
what's up? How are you? Can you maybe briefly introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine today. A bit sleepy, I guess. A bit stressed, but also I don't know. I feel excited all the time lately. I moved to another apartment, another flat, and my flatmate has this super cute dog.
Okay.
I'm spending a lot of time with the dog and making music. Yeah, I know.
It sounds great. Yeah. Can you maybe let's start at the beginning, sort of. How did you first start making music, and what were your biggest influences back then?
Back then I started, I don't know, there was a time when I was repeating over and over that it started with DJ Hero, and I was playing a lot of DJ Hero, and then made some I don't know, ska, reggae, dub-ish, dubstep-ish mixes, it got boring. Then some lo-fi hip-hop. So I don't know. When I was releasing my first album, few years later, I wasn't listening. I wasn't listening to Skrillex that much. Now I'm back to Skrillex. I guess the circle is I don't know how to say it. The circle is
Complete, I guess.
The circle is complete. The circle of dubstep is complete.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was listening to a lot of Arca and Shlomo and stuff like that, I guess. Some big experimental electronic artists.
But I'd say your music sort of still, it's changed a lot since your first release Tesco back in 2018. I feel like your music was much more noisy back then and more sort of, in a way, more serious. I could say.
Yeah, I guess.
And then it maybe gradually started to become more fun and humorous. Do you think that's accurate? How did that happen?
Yeah, I guess. I moved to Warsaw. I met some friends on the internet. Then I moved to Warsaw to be with them, and it turned out I can also enjoy club music when I'm with people I like, and it can also be fun. And I know, I feel like I'm making music that is way more personal and way more serious in a way than before. I know, I like stupidity. My music is stupid sometimes. I use stupid samples. I like stupid music, but I guess that's because that's the reason that it feels more personal to me. I feel like my music nowadays depicts like I know the fuller picture of myself. Like I feel like I can express just myself more freely. I know maybe that's because that's the reason why it feels more fun, humorous and stuff. But yeah, I'm always thinking super serious about my music. I'm always, but I know, like, I like stupid stuff, so it can be stupid, totally.
But how do you, how do you approach your albums? Because, like, is there like a concept or a narrative behind every one of them? And do you maybe consider them concept albums? I'm asking because especially your last couple releases sort of feel really cinematic, and it's clear that you're also influenced by film music and soundtracks in general. So yeah, I was wondering if your music writing process or your album writing process also involves elements of storytelling or world building or maybe character development or stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of questions. That's like 10 questions in one, but I'll grab to something random, I guess. Yeah, I guess there's always a story because it's always super personal to me. I might call them concept albums. I mean, they are like, I think that they may feel like it because they are so personal, and I have like my hyper fixations that are changing in like every year. So yeah, I guess each album explores one side of my I don't know. It's a hard question. It's a tough one. Yeah. So maybe I'll try to be more clear. Yeah, I guess they are concept albums on some level. There's always a story, and there's always like some character development. But they are always about me, about what I'm doing, like nowadays, what I'm feeling nowadays. Like the character that is developing is me, I guess. It's kind of like auto-narrative, like self.
That's sort of another question that I have.
Wait. I just need to find the word before. It's not auto-narrative, but yeah, like. It's a self. I don't know the word in English. Self-fiction. I don't know. It's like It's a fiction that feels like a documentary to me. I don't know.
Okay. Docu-fiction?
Yeah, docu-fiction about me, I guess. Okay. It's like very exaggerated version of me.
Okay, yeah, that's actually what I wanted to ask is like, do you think of Julek as your like sort of alternate personality, or maybe as another version of you, or as a sort of maybe a fictional character or imaginary friend? Because I feel like, I've noticed that you speak of Julek in the third person sometimes. Yeah. But is it another character, or is it just, as you just said, like an auto-fiction or like a docu-fiction or something like that, yeah?
Yeah, I'd love to have a clear answer to that, but I guess I'm just playing on my Instagram and just acting pretty random. And but yeah, I'm talking lately a lot in my therapy about Instagram. When I was driving here to the hostel with Gabi, we were talking a lot about distancing yourself from the like these online auto narratives, and I would love to be a bit more distance to it, but but I guess that's my demon, like my online personality and my online self, and I'd love to define it somehow, and like, but the lines are super blurry, and I'm always too concerned with what I'm doing online and what Julek is and what I'm to myself and what to other people. I guess there are questions that everyone applies to their life, but online these questions became way more layered and fractured, and I don't know. I know that I'm talking in like some like mysterious terms, but I know being online is super mysterious. Like it's a big mystery for me. So I don't know if I'm answering the question.
No,
I'm trying.
That's perfect. Yeah, I mean that's sort of that's also what I sort of wanted to ask about. About basically your relationship with your sort of online persona and how that sort of comes in line with the sort of concepts of the albums and so on. Okay, wait, I might return to this, but I also want to ask about I mean, wait, let me just find this question. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Take your time. Like...
okay. Okay. Maybe this is sort of related. I also saw that you described your album Julek as trailercore, which seems very fitting for your music. I mean, I feel like it's a perfect term. But maybe specifically for this album, I mean, for your music in general, but specifically for this album, which mostly consists of like really short tracks, and it's basically the whole album is just like 14 minutes long or something. So was that sort of a conscious attempt at making something for the overstimulated, let's say, TikTok attention span? Or and I mean, because in general I would describe your music as you sort of mentioned already, I would describe your music as very, very online.
I guess I like that you're describing it as online music, because I was raised in the internet. Like I met my best friends there. Like most of my knowledge comes from internet. Most of my life, like, grew from my online being, and it's not that I'm thinking about let's create Gen Z music, let's define Gen Z sounds, or something like that. I'm just an overstimulated guy. Like everything is too fast for me. Everything happens too fast. Everything feels like it's happening like all the time. Everything is layered on top of something. Like a lot of stuff is going on. A lot of pictures and sounds and people, and my music is, I guess, kind of about that. Like life feels sometimes like a trailer. Like the scenes or movies are so beautifully written and conceived and stuff. Something is happening because of the something. In movie trailers, things are happening for no reason, or the story, or you're the one, the trailer is only suggesting stuff. You're the one making a story out of it, I guess. So yeah, life sometimes feels so chaotic that I need like I feel like the world and life, if I can like talk about these forces, these mysterious forces, I think they are only like suggesting me a story, and I need like a music as a tool to like write the story, not because the story needs to be written, but because I need to write it. I know, because I need a story. Like, I know, fuck, what I'm talking about. I don't know if it's like, if it makes any sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's okay. Yeah.
Really, like.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to like talk about my albums like as a Bible, but it's kind of my Bible. Like,
okay.
It's maybe it feels so big and so trailerish because I need a bigger story, not to get mad or like get crazy and yeah.
Another thing I've noticed in your tracks is that there's a lot of these sort of crescendos and build-ups, and they often don't really lead anywhere. They don't. I mean, it's just like a crescendo after a crescendo.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I would sort of say that, especially on your last couple of albums, almost every track sort of feels like an intro or an outro or like a sort of interlude track or something like that. I mean, in a good way or like in a really interesting way. I mean, would you say that's intentional, or is that just like something that happens? I mean, are you interested in this sort of, I guess, maybe in between parts of music or of albums, you know, that are sort of intros, outros, and
yeah, it's totally not intentional. Like I spotted it like way after I started doing that. Actually, in my school, my friend Kuba called my music trailerk, and then it was like a revelation to me. Because I feel like there's a yeah. Sorry, I'm getting back to the question before, but I'll answer. I get to the answer. Like, I think naming stuff is super important. Like, a lot of musicians and artists are like, yeah, I'm not good at labels. I don't like labeling my art. But I think naming stuff, in my life at least, is super important. When I can name a problem, like maybe I can solve it. Yeah. So then the name trailerk feels super fitting, because when my music was named by Kuba trailerk, I saw that really the drop is always my favorite part of the music. Like, the club music could be only drops to me, and I never noticed that the drop always gets me the most. Like, the trailer is only made out of drops. Maybe that's why I'm resonating with so much, and I feel like my life is a constant sort of build-up. Like, it's a constant build-up and drop, and there's nothing in between it. And I wasn't thinking of that before Kuba named it, and before I started like conceiving this album, making the final track list, talking about it with my friends, and so it wasn't so intentional. Now I'm making music most intentional after the hotel.
But it's also it has a lot to do with the logic of soundtracks, or like with the logic of
yeah.
So I mean, but do you approach it with sort of like a narrative or a story or like a visual something in mind? So you make a soundtrack for that?
No. There's not like a movie playing in my head. Yeah. Like, I feel like. I often feel like I live in a dream, like there's a literal feeling like this disconnection from life. I feel like I'm living a story and it's not healthy, like the making soundtrack to it sometimes helps me see the problem, like see this unhealthy relationship with the perception of my everyday life and problems, and it somehow connects to the like my Instagram personally, also detached from me and strangely connected at the same time. I don't know if I'm answering your question. Like, it's a complicated topic for me, but there's no like clear visual story. Yeah.
But how do you sort of maybe? I mean, there still is a pretty powerful visual component to your work. I mean, what can you talk a bit about your album covers, or because you mostly design them yourself, right? Or at least for the last couple of ones.
I guess.
So
from the beginning, I think, you'll be right, actually.
So, I mean, how do they play into the world building, or I mean, if you think of it that way, or how big a part would you say they play in the like maybe also in the songwriting process, or like how do the visuals come into play?
I know. For me, they are just. Wait, I actually have to think about the process. I don't pay much attention to it. I think that the visuals are. They feel super important to me. Like, I like movies and video games. The pictures are everything to me. Like, they shouldn't be everything, but they are. And so the visual component is also like super big and important for me. I guess I'm putting too much effort into my Instagram and into my artworks. I devoted much time and energy, and I also treat them as some super personal like stuff, like I guess closely interconnected with music. They're always like copying some Hollywood tropes and some movie themes, and so there are a lot of like anime influences, like cyberpunk anime influences. I love sci-fi, so there's a lot of my like nerdy shit I like in there, but I don't know if it's the correct answer. I like, we are talking like for some time, and after every question I feel like I'm not answering, and I'm like my thoughts are in Polish, and I'm trying to translate my Polish emotions to English emotions, and it's such a strange process. Like, I don't know if I'm expressing the things I'm feeling. I'm trying.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I mean, how would you say? I mean, so you said that you feel like there's a lot of things that, I mean, there's a lot of things that you like in your album covers. Just like, I mean, I was wondering, how would you sort of describe your iconography, or I mean, because it's sort of, I feel like it is strangely consistent, even though, I mean, there are like a lot of I don't know, there's like a lot of maybe medieval imagery, or maybe like things you would find in a dungeon crawler, or in a like a point and click adventure game, or something like that.
Yeah, I love point and click.
Yeah, okay. So I mean, I was wondering if that's also an influence, or can you talk more about, gaming influences for visual art and stuff like that? Games are a big influence. I love point and clicks. It was my main
Like I had a really shitty PC all my life. Now I don't have a PC anymore. Now I have a Nintendo Switch, which is like as strong hardware as as good hardware as an iPhone. So I played a lot of lo-fi games, like point and clicks, Nintendo 64 stuff, and so yeah, I guess there's a lot of like gamey iconography there. I think that games might be the most like interesting. I don't know if it's legal to say, but I think that games are the best. Like I'm not playing too much games. I'm mostly reading books and watching movies. I'm trying to play at least 2 hours a week. But I think games are the best, and like it's the most interesting stuff are going on there. Maybe I guess I feel like it. I don't know. But yeah, my inspirations for visual stuff, I don't know, just a lot of Instagram. I'm watching a lot of Instagram. I'm watching a lot of YouTube, a lot of random, I don't know, I'm watching a lot of stuff. I'm looking at a lot of pictures. It's so hard to pin it down. But yeah, I'm bad at like I don't remember much names, and like Instagram accounts I love the most, but as I said, I like cyberpunk stuff. I like post-apocalyptic, maybe some post-apo cyberpunk stuff. I'm not into like nature too much. I'm trying to be more into real world stuff lately, but yeah, I'm still mostly like an virtual person, I guess. I don't know, I don't want to be like, I'm a post-human, like transcendental post-internet being, but visually and musically maybe I kinda am, I don't know.
When you're making your music, I mean, where do you sort of feel your tracks are meant to be played? Would you say it's headphone music, so it's like intended to like home listening for one person, or is it, because I saw that you mentioned in an interview something like that, I mean, a lot of your tracks are sort of club related, or maybe have like club music influences and so on, but that's not really, you're not, that's like the club isn't like your primary sort of like environment or whatever. So I mean, how do you see this sort of, what sort of venue do you feel like it's most fitting for like your music?
I guess headphones and JBLs, like these small Bluetooth JBLs are the best for my music. Like when I'm done with a track, I'm playing it from my Sony headphones, like €5 Sony headphones, from my laptop speakers, and then from JBL while taking a shower. These are my favorite tests, and I feel like like my music is personal, and maybe I would love it to work on a personal level, and I think like a concert and a club is not a personal thing. Like it can be personal, but it's not too personal for me. Like I'm always, I don't like to admit that, but I'm pretty often thinking, how am I perceived, like online and in real life too. And club is a place when the feeling of being perceived and being seen is big. So headphones and Bluetooth speaker are the best, but also like I love playing live, like in cinemas, clubs, theaters and galleries. I played in many different places, and I think that the music tells a different story in each environment. But so I don't know. I like listening to music on headphones. I like JBL.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, maybe I should also ask about your labels. So I mean, you were part of the.
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, yeah, you were part of the. You were part of the Glamour label, which has now been inactive for the last couple of years, or like for a year and a half. Or so. What happened with Glamour, and also what's the story with BFF?
I think the Glamour closed almost exactly a year ago, like a year and a half, a year and 5 days or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I got sentimental like a few days ago about Glamour. I was doing it with my former girlfriend. Former girlfriend is is that like a real expression? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, ex-girlfriend. Yeah, that's how how I should say it. Yeah, and yeah, we had a lot of fun, I guess, and we are not together for some time. So the Glamour is closed. We decided that I know it's hard to like do like I know music always feels personal to us. It's hard to like have separate lives and have a label. I know. Yeah, and then the BFF was born, which was supposed to be only my label, but then my friend Domi joined. So we are, I don't know, trying to work on this together, trying to release cute music, and I don't know.
Is there sort of like a concept or like a idea for BFF?
No, only visual concept. There's only a visual concept, like we are always putting much effort into Instagram posts and videos and album artworks, but yeah, I don't know. I like music. I like music. There's a lot of good music from different parts of the world and genres, and yeah, it's mostly electronic music, I guess. But I love to like release some jazz and metal, and but yeah, I hope someone will send a demo like that. But yeah, I don't think so, I guess. Yeah, so there's no concept like. There's no concept from us, but people have a concept about us. So I guess the concept is that people think, if people think that we are like experimental electronic, like post-min, like neoclassical epic collage, like happy, hardcore, uplifting, trance, some shit, fucking. Yeah. If people think that we are this, then we are this, I guess. That's the truth.
I also saw that you were experimenting with using AI in songwriting.
Yeah.
And you have a couple of releases on this Dispensa AI label, or
yeah.
So yeah, maybe can you talk a bit about that? Like the role of AI in music making, or how do you, or what sort of role does it play in your music making? What was that experience like? How do you see the future of music making with AI, stuff like that?
Yeah, I guess I have an opinion about AI in stuff, but I don't really. I don't know. I'm kind of hungry. Don't want to get into that much. So I'll stick to my personal stuff. Like Dispensa AI, I was hired by them, and they paid me to make music using AI and research stuff, like AI music production. I did that. It was a pleasure. It was easy and funny, and like. I don't know what's the AI role in something. I don't know what the future is. Like these tools feel super stupid for me. Like they are almost useless, but they are fun. So I try to have fun. I know that they are like every month there is like a premiere of some crazy AI shit, but it still feels like it's all like a big toy. I like toys, so I know. It was a very nice time, but yeah, I decided I'm leaving Dispensa to like trying to make music on my own. Now I'm not using AI daily. Sometimes, very rarely, I'm using some AI plugins like for, I don't know, some design stuff, but it was mostly just having fun.
Okay, so maybe just sort of to end the talk, maybe can you talk about any of your upcoming projects and releases? What do you have sort of planned for the near future?
For the near future, I'm making 2 albums and 2 EPs right now. One album is gonna be, I think so, released by Dispensa, which is a Polish label, and there will be like some collaborations with mainstream Polish producers, like electronic producers and rappers, and it will be like my approach to make something kind of mainstreamish, I guess. And the second one will be released, I guess, in Mappa, the Slovakian label, and it will be I don't know how to describe it. I'm trying to make music that is not so overstimulated right now, with more loops, more MIDI stuff, a lot of hip hop samples. It like I want it to feel like a liminal, like a Luigi's Mansion soundtrack for Nintendo GameCube, like mixed with like liminal trap and vaping. I know.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it will come out this year, I guess, in Mappa.
Okay.
And maybe another one in Dispensa also this year. And 2 EPs, I don't know who will release them. I have some like propositions. We'll see, I guess.
Okay.
I'm making the music. Like,
big stuff coming soon.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say that.
Okay.
Stuff is coming.
Okay.
The stuff will be delivered.
Okay. And what can we expect for tonight? Maybe.
Yeah, I'll be playing the Mappa material.
Okay.
Dispensa, I'm like there was a time when I played this, but now I'm mostly playing like. The Dispensa album is almost done, the Mappa 2, but these like liminal Nintendo trap soundtracks are like more
So you'll be playing both stuff from the upcoming releases, but also some from the past releases, right?
No, only upcoming.
Okay. Only new?
No,
Okay.
only new unreleased stuff.
Okay, cool, nice. Okay, cool. So, see you there tonight.
Yeah,
I guess.
see you.
Okay.
And thank you for talking with me.
Okay, sure. Thank you.